is the time. And we both spent a lot of time with our notes with this. And basically, ladies and gentlemen, it's a segment we like to call How to Book. It is a returning segment from this podcast. And definitely a really exciting one. Put a lot of work into it. So this one is How to Book WrestleMania 35. We're rebooking the entire WrestleMania card, giving our opinions on it. And bam, just like that, there's the new layout for you guys for YouTube. The How to Book WrestleMania layout with the whole New York landscape in the background. Our Twitter handle is right below us, guys, if you guys are watching the YouTube version. Real Kyle Masters for me, at Michael Chow TV. So make sure you are following us on social media. So yeah, Michael.
Yes.
How to Book WrestleMania. So this is it's interesting. We agreed with we do 13 matches.
Mm-hmm.
Not in any particular order. We can basically how I'm going to do it is I'm going to do we'll do it. We'll start with the pre-show. It is one of our decisions to book how many matches we put in that pre-show, how many the main card. I put 3 pre-show matches, 10 main card. I don't know if
that's
you
what I did too.
You did the same? So
it is, yes.
Both had the same. So we'll do the pre-show first, then we'll work ourselves into the main card.
Sounds good.
I don't have mine in any particular order how I would put the main event. So whatever match I talk about first, I'll say which one's going to be the main event. Because how my card's set up, I really don't know which one would be a main event in my eyes. I think maybe
it better be the women, bro, unless you're a sexist. Come on, bro. Women's Revolution.
Right. I'll have 2 women's matches, so that's going to be different.
All right.
I went, okay, you know what? I'm going to go logically with how Vince McMahon would think. My main event has to do with the Universal Championship. I'll get to that in a sec. Anyways.
As long as it has Roman, then cool.
Surprisingly,
5th time in a row, baby. 5th time in a row.
I was going to say this right now, Michael. You were kind of spot on with that. He is in it.
By the way, I'm sorry, but I just want to put it out there. I've heard rumors. Well, actually, Dave Meltzer mentioned it on his Wrestling Observer radio show. He said the original plan for the main event of WrestleMania, guys, was actually Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose in the main event. This would have made Roman Reigns' 5th appearance in the main event of WrestleMania.
Can't say I'm shocked.
Can't say I'm shocked either. So there you go.
So yeah, so how to book? I love the notes and how I booked WrestleMania this year. I was so excited to do this. So we'll start with our pre-show, and guess what? My pre-show is actually watchable.
What?
Because you don't have to.
That means I actually have to watch it.
That means I'm going to make you want to go onto YouTube and watch it.
Ooh, all right.
Because
okay.
Every match, take this,
yes.
Every match in the pre-show makes sense and actually has logic to it.
All right. I will watch, just for you, I will watch your 2-hour pre-show for you and for Hot Charlie Cruz.
Unfortunately, I can't produce a show like that. I can do a 2K show like that, but I can still have a show like that. Right. So, my first pre-show match. So I'll go mine and yours, yours. We'll go back and forth. So my first one is still the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But, like I just said, I would actually book it to actually mean something. The winner receives a main event title match at SummerSlam. There you go. This actually puts prestige into Andre the Giant's Memorial Battle Royal. It actually makes you do something with it rather than just stand next to the trophy for the first 3 weeks after WrestleMania and you never see it again, and then it's never mentioned again. No, you are guaranteed, just like the Royal Rumble, you're guaranteed the main event title match at SummerSlam.
Ooh. They used to do that for King of the Ring, but
yes. So this is why I would tie this into it. Again, this makes a lot of sense. To have a match mean something on a WrestleMania card. I'm just saying. It's WrestleMania. You figure that matches should make sense on this card. I would have competitors from every brand, even NXT UK and NXT, compete for, especially if it's a match in the main event at SummerSlam. You're going to want every people's brands to compete for this. Winner-wise, I don't know if you picked winners for your matches, Michael. I did.
I didn't, but wait, for every match?
I did for every match.
Oh, okay. No, I can do it real fast. Go ahead.
You can do it on the go. Yeah.
Explain yours while I put some
So my winner makes sense as well. So I would pick the winner as Shinsuke Nakamura, because A, I think he needs a big win, and B, I think he needs a big WrestleMania win before he actually leaves the WWE. Because if you've been following or been listening to reports for Shinsuke Nakamura, the guy has basically been taking a lot of vacations in between shows, and he's ready to settle almost and to end his career. I think before he ends WrestleMania, he needs a WrestleMania win, because he's only had one WrestleMania, and he lost to AJ Styles, and embarrassing. I wish I could erase way, because that was the ultimate dream match, and it didn't live up to expectations. It was a decent match. It wasn't a great match like it should have been. So, you guys want to see a good Shinsuke and AJ Styles match, just go watch Wrestle Kingdom. There you go. That literally was one of the greatest matches ever. So Shinsuke winning, and then getting a main event title match at SummerSlam. That puts intrigue, and that makes you focus on the WWE title, right? If he's on SmackDown, you're focused on, okay, so whoever wins the WWE title after WrestleMania, you're like, okay, you're thinking ahead, like how they're gonna put this on somebody to make sense to face Shinsuke Nakamura. What's Shinsuke Nakamura going to be doing until then? Are they going to do a whole build up until then with him? You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking about it, and you're not just going, okay, sick, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, whoever wins, don't care. This actually puts meaning behind it. So that's what I would do for the first match.
That sounds good.
So, Michael, what's your first pre-show match?
So I actually have that match on the main card, so I will switch it with the equivalent of that match, which is the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale. Yes.
Ooh.
Name's coming back.
It's funny because I named mine the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale.
You know what? Funny you should say that. I actually said that as a joke. But I actually have mine named because, sadly, I don't think that the pay-per-view Evolution is coming back this year. As far as I know, this is what I'm hearing. So I actually renamed it to the Women's Evolution Battle Royale. Get it?
That sounds good.
Because there you go. So I have here, so just like you named your winner, Shinsuke Nakamura, we kind of briefly talked about this when we went over our NXT TakeOver card. So I have Shayna Baszler winning this match. Women's Evolution Battle Royale. Shayna Baszler. Sounds good. Bear in mind, this would have taken place after TakeOver, her losing the title, so this makes sense. Kyle briefly talked about this. It would make sense if Shayna won, and then if Becky wins the title, basically Shayna beats the shit out of her. So there you go. So, and that would also mean, just like Kyle, I have my Battle Royale setting up a future guaranteed title shot. So that's something for them to fight for. So if what Kyle says is true, that means it's going to be Shayna Baszler versus the Raw's Women's Champion at SummerSlam. So there you go. Shayna Baszler.
I like it.
Thank you.
So I called mine the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, and yes, I didn't name it. Who really cares?
Controversy.
Who cares what she did? It's just, we're leading back towards PG-14 anyways. It's been very controversial lately. So they're pulling almost the whole race card lately. So and they're making Hulk Hogan appear at WrestleMania. So I highly doubt what anything Fabulous Moolah did actually gives a shit anymore. I would name it that, yes. And I think it would, I would have it do the same concept as the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, except, Michael, this is where the winner doesn't get a title shot at WrestleMania. This ties into my other match. So the winner of the Fabulous Memorial Battle Royal in the pre-show faces Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title later on in the night.
Ooh, that's good.
So Charlotte is leading up, and I'll get to that in a minute, what she does in the build leading up to this match. So, again, it's going to feature women from every brand, NXT UK, NXT, everything. This is where I picked the winner of Asuka to win the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Revenge for her recent title loss to Charlotte at a earlier time, which I'll get to when I get to the Charlotte match. And that's where she gets her revenge to face and get her rematch for it. And basically not a rematch clause. She won her way into another match to get that rematch, She figured it out. She wins this Battle Royal and will face Charlotte later on in the night for the Women's Championship. And I actually have that slated here as the SmackDown Women's title as the co-main event of the show. So there's lots of time for her to rest, lots of time to, it's not a short period between both matches. So that's what I have for my second pre-show match.
Very good. So for my second pre-show match, I have hate to do it to these guys again, but I have the Cruiserweight Championship on the pre-show. These guys can't catch a break. Hey, let's face it, they've been in the pre-show almost every year, so I don't feel bad about putting
but Tony
them in there.
Nese is his hometown this year.
Tony Neat. Then I feel even worse the fact I didn't put him in this match. Oops, sorry. Hey guys, it's
Enzo.
a reap.
Gotcha.
Yes, there we go. Enzo and Big Cass, triple threat, baby. Big Cass has lost like 200 pounds. He now qualifies. But no, so sorry, Tony Neat, but I actually have
5 feet tall.
I'm a Big Cass. No, he's just Cass.
Teach that. You can't teach degrowth.
He's now renamed to Lil Cass. There you go.
Lil Cass.
So I actually have Buddy Murphy defending the Cruiserweight Championship against, check this out, Tyler Bate. So if you guys remember, Tyler Bate has wrestled in 205 Live before. In fact, he actually wrestled in the Cruiserweight #1 contendership tournament from last year's WrestleMania. So this is the second year in a row they had a tournament to decide the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania. Tyler Bate was actually in last year's tournament, but he was knocked out of the tournament. So I have this year Tyler Bate winning the #1 contendership tournament and going on to face Buddy Murphy. Kyle, on paper, this sounds fantastic, right? Buddy Murphy versus Tyler Bate
I would die if I was in real life watching that.
I would die. Perfect.
I would die.
That's
a good way to close a pre-show to get you hyped for the main card. I'd be totally up for that. By that time, there's more people in the seats to enjoy it. A lot more casuals, but you know what I mean. Actually, WrestleMania crowd is less casual. It's more hardcore fans, actually. Clearly, I've been to a WrestleMania last year and I'm going to another one this year. Like it's mostly hardcore match or hardcore fans.
Wait, are you going to this year's WrestleMania?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll be in the city.
Ooh.
I ain't paying.
Watching for a bar. But...
Dude, it's way too expensive this year. Like it's basically.
Well, you're getting like an 8-hour show. You're getting like what 2,000 matches. So,
right.
And that's just the pre-show. 2,000 matches. Okay. But yeah, in this match, I have Buddy Murphy sadly retaining the Cruiserweight Championship against Tyler Bate, but it will be deemed by social media as the match of the night, or at least the match of the pre-show. So there you go. Buddy Murphy pulling off the big title defense against Tyler Bate.
It's the pre-show of pre-shows, though. So
pre-shows of pre-shows. There you go.
It's like WrestleMania is billed as the show of shows. WrestleMania's pre-shows, the pre-show of pre-shows.
Very good. Well, it's 2 hours long, so
with my third pre-show match and being a pre-show of pre-shows, I have Andrade Cien Almas versus Rey Mysterio in the rumored hair versus mask match to end off the pre-show. And I also make it 2 out of 3 falls since we've seen them face each other multiple times, and it would only make sense to have a multi-fall match to really determine a winner here. So hair versus mask, 2 out of 3 falls match. It just makes sense to end the feud. These guys have unreal chemistry in the ring together. Good enough for Mania. Maybe Rey Mysterio brings out a special guest manager. I don't know.
Is it his son Dominic?
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, to be honest, just because it's Selena Vega. You want to kind of counter that. I don't know. Bring back Vicky Guerrero. I don't know. Something. But
bring back La Luchadore. Come on.
It's Mickey James. They could do that. That'd be funny. But yes, I have Mysterio win because A, they're never going to unmask Rey Mysterio. B, hair grows back. So even if Andre loses,
Rey Mysterio's mask could grow back.
Yeah, sure.
No?
Because masks.
I
forgot masks grow. My bad.
Every single week will just be another piece. No, keep going.
Andrade won't get hurt losing his hair, so he can rock the bald look. He's got a beard. He'll be all right. So hair will go back. He can have a mohawk until then. Why not?
Well, like Donald Trump's match with Vince McMahon, are they going to shave Andrade like right there on the show?
Yeah. Exactly that. Rey Mysterio is going to shave him bald.
Yes, let's do it. Charlotte, get the clippers.
That's my third pre-show match. Sorry, dog has come into my studio here. What are you doing? You want to see the hair versus mask? You have lots of hair, dog. You want to have that type of match? Wouldn't think so.
Here comes the big dog. Sorry, Kyle, I had to do it.
Oh,
Kyle's dog is in the house.
Yeah, look, big dog. There you go. There she is for you folks. Look at that. Look at this, the big dog. Anyways, so yeah, that's our pre-shows. I think they're better than what WWE puts on. I'm just saying, ours actually means something, and I'm actually impressed. So you had all three, right? Correct.
I did not.
Oh wait, you have a third one. Oh, it's because I started. My bad. Okay, what's your third pre-show match?
Oh, my last match before the pre-shows of pre-shows. So I think the pre-show needs that real big match before it goes to the main card. So I actually have the United States Championship match going on last. And check out these big names. If you can believe it or not, on the pre-show, I have Samoa Joe defending the United States Championship against Mustafa Ali, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. Fatal four-way, baby.
Shit.
We need those fans to get the hell into the freaking building. Yeah.
Wow. You might cause a riot with that one.
There you go. And I have here, it's going to be a great match, but I actually have here, sorry, Joe, Mustafa Ali. Well, I'm sorry, Ali is going to win the United States Championship.
Just like you're just Michael now. Or just Chow. You're just Chow.
Chow?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dog Chow? I don't know if your dog's still in the room. Chow?
Yeah,
Dog
she's
Chow?
there.
Yes. Beautiful. So there you go. We have a title change, Kyle, in the pre-show.
Wow. All right.
Ooh, Mustafa Ali. Congratulations, Ali. We took away your first name, but here's the United States Championship title. So there you go, guys.
I'm intrigued.
Thank you.
So is Marley. Marley's intrigued, too. She likes it. She said so. Anyways, so that's our pre-show match. Or matches. I think they're pretty good. Let's get into the main card. Here we go. This is where it gets interesting. So, I don't know about you, Michael. I have 9 title matches, 1 regular match. Basically, is Night of Champions for me.
Gosh damn. Okay, well, guys, real quick. So, obviously, me and Kyle made a deal. We could only have 13 matches because when we started putting our notes together, WWE only had 13 matches. But from what I know, I think they've actually expanded past 13. To us, 13 sounds like a big number. Wouldn't you agree, Kyle?
It's going to go on forever.
It might go on forever. But so I was doing my card, and I didn't realize that, guys, I added it all up, including the brand new Women's Tag Team Championship title. The WWE has a combined title of just the main roster, 10 championship titles between them. Wow. And if I did that, if I include the both battle royales for the women and the men, that means I only have 1 regular match. So unfortunately for me, I had to cut 2 championships from the card.
Did you cut the Greatest Royal Rumble championship?
Yes, I did. Sorry, that fruit roll-up cutting is not going down. But so I had to take 2 champions out and throw them into the battle royale. So sorry, but Kyle, why don't you go first? What is your first championship match out of, was it 10, 9?
Yeah, 9. So it's not in any particular order. So I will tell you if it's a main event or co-main event. That's all I'm going to say. Or the first match. So this match isn't the first match on the card, but it's a match on the card somewhere.
Okay.
It's basically the match that sold itself from when it was first announced. And it's a match we should be getting at this year's WrestleMania. Ronda Rousey as a Raw Women's Champion versus Becky Lynch, 1-on-1, no disqualification match. I think at this point, it would, if you went with the same direction as they were now, you could have had a no DQ match because it's that more intense. This should have been done in the first place. 1-on-1 sells itself. Becky versus Ronda would have been perfectly fine as a 1-on-1 match, especially with all the beef that they've had before even Charlotte entered the picture in real life. This is basically your modern day Raw and Rock and Austin in the women's division. Ronda and Becky Lynch. You have the big antagonizing heel. You had Ronda as basically the babyface, but can still talk trash. Or you can have that as Becky Lynch or whatever you want, but Becky's more of a Stone Cold in this case. You can still have Joan Jett play Ronda Rousey out. I still would have that. And I actually would have Nita Strauss play Becky Lynch's theme. We saw how good Nita Strauss was with Shinsuke Nakamura's theme last year. I bet she can play a Becky Lynch theme out. And here's another thing. This is going to be the interesting part here, Michael, and you agree with me or not.
I agree with you.
You haven't even heard what I was about to say.
It's better than Vince, baby. So, yeah, I agree with you.
So, basically, this match happens after the SmackDown Women's title match. So, I'm actually going to put this as the co-main event, and then the women's one will be in the middle. The SmackDown women's one will be in the middle of the show. So, I totally forgot how I ordered this. I should have ordered this. Anyways, the Horsewomen of MMA come out with Ronda Rousey, and the WWE Horsewomen come out with Becky Lynch. And this is where this plays into the no DQ part. But I think eventually both teams get tossed from ringside, but come back to celebrate whoever I pick as the winner. So they're there. They cause a lot of interference, and even though it's no DQ, but the referee has had enough, and he finally says, "That's it. We're not doing this anymore. Both you, get out. Get out of this match." They both leave. And then the winner, Becky Lynch, as your Raw Women's Champion. And this is where the big thing happens here, and this will kind of spoil what happens in what I pick with Charlotte and Asuka, which I'll get to in my next one. Charlotte is going to win and beat Asuka at WrestleMania. Yes, I said that.
Again. Okay.
This is where it plays into it. You end this match off after Becky winning, and they come out to celebrate. You have all four of them in the ring with the four-woman horse pose, all with a championship title on their shoulder.
Nice. I love it.
And this is where they're staring down Ronda at the top of the ramp, who has her four horsewomen buddies out there, and there's just this big stare down between the two, but the ones that are in the ring with the championship belt are the WWE people. Mm-hmm. So that's how I would do it.
I love it. Sounds good.
So there you go. That's basically two. So I'll just get into it really quickly here, and I'll let you do two. The Charlotte and Asuka match. Again, like I said, Asuka won the Battle Royal in the pre-show. I would have had Charlotte win the championship at Fastlane, and from Fastlane on to WrestleMania, you have basically just Charlotte promoting the Women's Battle Royal. It's giving promotion to it. You're having qualifying matches. You can have her at ringside on like royalty and like a royal chair, whatever you have to do. Just watching these qualifying matches, holding her championship, and just staring down whoever wins a qualifying match. Just be like that very snobby champion. The match is going to be unreal. It's the most recent one we had on SmackDown, and then having Charlotte actually beating Asuka twice at WrestleMania, sadly, 2 years in a row. But again,
I hope it's not another tap out. Can we stop having Asuka tap the freak out?
Okay, I'll make sure it's a pinfall.
Yes.
But yes, this is how I would end it, just because it would make sense into what happened at the end of the Raw Women's one. So that's how I would do it. So I had to do two there because they both tied into each other. So that's basically the Raw Women's title picture for me for rebooking WrestleMania.
Very good. Sounds good. I doubt it. All right.
So yeah, Michael,
go next?
Go ahead.
All right. So I will go equivalent to Kyle. So here goes my two women's matches right here. So this will actually be, since we're getting it over with right now, this will actually be my main event. So I actually have, for the Raw Women's Championship, in a no holds barred match, gotta plug our network right here. I actually have Ronda Rousey defending the Raw's Women's Championship against this year's Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte. Now here's the thing. Yes. So guys, here's the thing. I love what Kyle said, but guys, you have to understand, this was the plan all along, okay? The whole thing, Becky Lynch was supposed to face Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series, but due to a freak accident by stupid Nia Jax, it didn't happen. All right? It was always supposed to be Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey, okay? And it has that name cachet. I want you to know, I love Becky Lynch, all right? But I had to go with what's best for business. All right, and it was always supposed to be Ronda Rousey, the face of UFC, taking on who I believe is the face of the women's division of WWE, which is Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. You know, her name has name value, Charlotte Flair, and even though they said that's who she was on ESPN, daughter of Ric Flair, people know who she is. Okay, so it's like if you went around and asked people who Charlotte Flair was, people would know. If you asked anyone who Becky Lynch was before she got into the whole man gimmick, if you asked anyone who Becky Lynch was, they most likely 50% may or may not have known. But you ask anyone who Charlotte Flair is, they might go, yeah, I know who she is. Or they might go, is that the daughter of Ric Flair? So there you go. It's the name recognition, and it's the match that Vince wants. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. No holds barred, and it's basically similar to what Kyle says. I have Charlotte Flair winning by making Ronda Rousey tap out. If Ronda Rousey wants to go with this whole fake gimmick and all that, Charlotte just coming out here and saying, I'm going to make you tap out. Does that sound fake to me, fake to you? So there you go. And I also have, like Kyle said, the other members of the four horsewomen of WWE all coming out here to celebrate, putting the fours in front of Ronda's face as everyone chants, na, 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 na. Kyle, sing with me. Na, 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. Very good. Yeah, go kiss that fool. You're done, kid. So anyway. But yeah, no, I totally agree with what you said. Since my match is also it is basically a no disqualification like yours is, both factions will run down to the ring. This kind of reminds me of, you remember when Triple H took on Sting and both DX and NWO was there?
Yeah.
There you go. It's going to be a huge pop, big moment. People are going to be like, this is awesome. Holy shit. Because they've been teasing this for how long, Kyle? For a long time, right? And they're finally going to see at least a stare down, or at least them going at it.
They eventually want to do this, so.
Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, they're not ready, but they will do it. They have lost every single match they've been in, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. They're definitely not ready. But there you go, guys. So in my main event, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte for Raw's Women's Championship, and I have Charlotte Flair picking up the win. Now going on to my next match, since Kyle got out too, I have for the SmackDown Women's Championship, the defending champion, Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Now, here's the thing. I have it so Becky Lynch did not face Asuka at the Royal Rumble. So technically, this will be, in my card, the first time these two will face each other in the WWE. Oh. So, yeah. So I feel like they're going to put on a hell of a match, and the result should have been the result at the Royal Rumble, which is Becky Lynch winning. So this will lead into what Kyle said. Since Becky has picked off the title of Asuka, SmackDown Live title, she will join Charlotte in the celebration later on. And there you go, guys. That's both my SmackDown Women's Championship match and the Raw's Women's Championship match with Becky Lynch and Charlotte walking out the winner.
I love it.
Thank you, man.
It's good. So both interesting title pictures there for booking WrestleMania. So,
but what's interesting is me and Kyle basically had the majority thing in mind, right? With basically four horsewomen coming out here and all this stuff, because this is how smart fans think. I don't know what Vince is thinking, but this is what the fans want.
Yeah, basically. So my next match is a tag team match for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. And this is where the ladder match comes back. We had the last one at WrestleMania 33, sorry. And this one's going to be a ladder match as well. It's going to be the Usos versus the Hardys versus the New Day. This makes sense with the Hardys being involved with the ladder match. Matt Hardy in the best shape of his life. Jeff Hardy can still go for some reason. Surprised he's not broken in half. The New Day and Usos. Long history plus the Hardys equals good chemistry, basically. Now this is where people, the Kofi Mania believers, are gonna piss down and piss in my Cheerios. Kofi's in this match with Big E. He's not in the WWE Championship match. I am sorry, people. I did not go with Kofi Mania for this. I have my reasons.
Well, just to throw it out there, Kyle, Kofi is not actually in my main championship for the WWE title, so. There you go. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. They're just riding away with momentum right now. I literally don't think Kofi really, in my mind, deserves a championship match. I'm not trying to be racist. Just saying, he just doesn't deserve it. So, but I actually would pick the winner. So Kofi's gonna win some way at WrestleMania, and him and Big E win the championships back in the ladder match. because I still think WWE's plan is to make them to be the tag team with the most title victories in history. I remember that reading that like a year or two ago, saying their plan is to make New Day the most coveted team in WWE and to have the most championships, like more than the Dudleys. So I think that's still their plan, and I would put the championship belts on the New Day. But I see this being a really, really good match. So Usos, Hardys, and New Day together, man. In the ladder match, I'm down for that. So I went with that with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
No Good Brothers?
No Good Brothers, sorry. AEW.
Well, if it means anything, I hear the WrestleMania catering is actually quite good. So there you go. Clam chowder and everything. So there you go.
Titus Worldwide.
All right, guys. So on my end right there, sadly, is it? Let me just double check here where my yes, guys. So, like I said at the beginning, guys, sadly there was too many matches on the card. So my SmackDown Tag Team Championship match was actually scrapped from my card. The Usos, the current SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, even though they say they have not re-signed their contract yet, sadly will be put in my match, which I will do right now. Since Kyle got his match done with in the pre-show, will be the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. So we have the Usos taking part in this match since they got no match. And I feel like I have to name a couple of participants that might explain some of the major people who will not be on my card. So real fast. They're not a lot, Kyle, but just real fast. In this match, I have Drew McIntyre. Give it that A-star brand. I want to make this match a good match. So I got to put some star quality. Just like Kyle said, this will be for a future title match. So something for them to fight for. Having this match, Drew McIntyre, Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley. So that was the second title match that got scrapped. Rey Mysterio, Constable Corbin, Braun Strowman for some reason. The return of Bray Wyatt.
Ooh, you mean the newly, freshly Aleister Black haircut Bray Wyatt. I don't know if you've seen that picture. Mm-hmm. He's got the whole Aleister Black haircut going on.
And a new baby. Good for him. So there you go.
No comment.
No comment. Kofi Kingston. Sorry, guys. He'll be Kofi Mania in the Andre Giant Battle Royale. And here we go, guys. The last name. Roman Reigns in the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Now, here, guys, here's the thing.
Boo,
in my version.
Are coming after you.
No. Okay, hold on, guys. In my version of WrestleMania, Roman Reigns did not come back at Fastlane, okay? No. Roman Reigns came back on that random Monday Night Raw to announce that his cancer is done, y'all, to take a quote out of his book. Cancer is done, y'all. And he announces that he will take part in the Andre the Giant. His full return will be at the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. So I think that's the perfect time for him to return.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go. There we go, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to sound mean, but since in the past the Andre the Giant Battle Royale has really meant nothing, I am allowing Roman Reigns to win this match, to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, and the fans will be cheering. This is the guy who beat cancer, and hopefully they'll still be cheering. Roman Reigns gets that guaranteed title match someday down the line. The fans are now officially on his side. We have the guy who beat cancer winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Kyle, what did you think? Good?
I like it. That's literally the best way to do it. I mean, they get you hype behind the Battle Royale because of the quote-unquote, horrible way to push Roman Reigns in a way. I mean, it just gets you hype behind it because, the Roman fan wave right now is huge and people are so behind Roman for, beating cancer. Good for him. Like, that's actually a really good thing. I can see WWE doing something like that to put hype into the Battle Royal, so that's why I think it makes sense, and I actually like that pick. So, and something to get more prestige on it, right? A guy like Roman, who's basically the face of the company in the Battle Royal, and to make it mean something. So, I like it. I like that idea.
Thank you. All right, Kyle, back to you.
So in a way, like very minuscule, kind of tied into the women's one, but I actually have the actual women's tag team championships, so the generic branded one. I have the exact same match that they have booked for WrestleMania. Boston Hug, Divas of Doom, Iconics, and Nia Jax and Tamina, because I really don't care, so I kept it the same.
Fair enough.
I probably could have picked a normal match, but I kind of think the only thing I put in here is that they just introduced the Women's Tag Team Championship. If you want to build prestige, you kind of want it to be defended at WrestleMania, or else what's the point of even introducing them before WrestleMania? And I would just have the Boston Hug retain. No one else really deserves a win anyway in this match for the championships at WrestleMania, so it is what it is. So that's a quick in and out with that match.
Well, we got to have the 4 horsewomen reuniting at the end of the show, so of course they got to win. Yep. So on my side, I'll go to my Women's Tag Team Championship match. It's going to be a fatal 4-way elimination match. So there's actually a reason why I threw in that elimination match stipulation. So I have Sasha Banks and Bayley, the Boston Hug Connection, defending, and the way I wanted it was a team from each brand. So Sasha and Bayley will be representing the Raw brand, taking on the Iconics from SmackDown, taking on the Sky Pirates from NXT, Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. And check out this last team. Since they got Beth Phoenix, I'm throwing in a legendary team. The last team will be none other than Trish Stratus and Lita. Now, the reason why I threw in the elimination match is Sky Pirates and Iconics will be eliminated from this match, leaving the match that we've been wanting because, like I said, I don't know if they're going to move forward with the Evolution pay-per-view. So we have Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on Trish Stratus and Lita last. It's going to be the match that everyone wants. People chanting, "This is awesome." It's what they wanted. But sadly, I mean, Kyle, we need the 4 horsewomen to have the tag team. We need them to have all the belts at the end. So sadly, we have Sasha Banks and Bayley winning over Trish Stratus and Lita. And it should be a great moment with Trish Stratus and Lita raising both Sasha Banks and Bayley's hands, kind of passing the torch. Yeah, it's going to be a great moment. So,
better than mine, so.
I mean,
I couldn't think of anything. That's why I just kept it the same. I totally forgot about that.
It's okay. See, we have to have sympathy for Vince. It's not as hard. It's not as easy as it looks to book it, right? You can't just spin the wheel of Raw roulette so many times.
Sure
you know what I mean? Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
My next one is the same competitors because I actually like the concept of it and I really want to say it or want to see it, and I would keep it no holds barred as well. Triple H and Batista. Yes. The build-up has actually been pretty decent as of now, so that's why I would keep it the same. The only change I would do is you start the build-up earlier around the Royal Rumble to add more hype to it, get more intensity into it. I don't like that. I don't like the Triple H stipulation, the retirement, because I feel like actually retirement doesn't mean anything anymore in the WWE because we've had multiple wrestlers come out of retirement, so it really doesn't mean shit. I would put more physicality into it, especially due to the type of match it is. It's no holds barred. You kind of want to build it more on physicality than just promo base. And I would do what you said earlier, Michael. I would have Batista show up on Triple H's baby, NXT and cause shit or do something to add more intensity to it. And then you have maybe they do a spot where Triple H, they do, it's a fake movie set, but you have Triple H show up and beat the fuck out of Batista on a movie set, right? And it's a big picture or something, or maybe they can incorporate with an actual movie he's filming. You know what I mean? Have it go back and forth. Add more intensity to it, more build-up. Start it earlier, like Royal Rumble time. Go all the way to WrestleMania. So for the winner, I'd pick Batista.
Okay.
Have it a very close finish. Lots of false finishes. Lots of finishers back and forth. I think maybe Batista cheats to win. Since the prestige of retirement matches is out of the window, does it even actually matter if Batista cheats to win? So Batista cheats to win, and he gets serenaded with boos and bootistas as he's celebrating and wins, and he beats Triple H at WrestleMania.
Can he wear all blue and be Blue-tista again?
Sure, I will add Blue-tista for this.
Yes.
But that's how it will go down. I really like the matchup, so I didn't really want to change much. I started earlier and add more intensity to it, more physicality, basically, and the cross-branded stuff, and incorporate more Batista's movie thing and have Triple H, damage a set or something.
Sounds good.
That's what I would do.
Sounds good. All right. So along the lines, I'm going to name my Batista match. I have Batista, so we both have Batista coming back for WrestleMania. But I have Batista in another dream match. It's a match that's never been done, at least on the main roster of WWE. It's a match I know I've been wanting to see since these two actually debuted on the main roster, and that is Batista taking on Brock Lesnar. So there you go. And so I have Brock Lesnar losing the Universal Championship to whoever's in the Universal Championship match, which I will get to later. And I have something along the line of them still celebrating Ric Flair's birthday, and I have something along the line of basically Brock Lesnar saying, I want my rematch for the Universal Championship, Triple H saying no, and then basically Brock Lesnar showing up during Ric Flair's birthday, and basically him doing what Batista did, which is beat up Ric Flair, and basically Batista stepping in and saying, hey, no one does this to Ric Flair, you know what I mean? So I have Batista stepping in. And we have these two have never faced each other ever on the main roster. There was a little bit of a kind of a run in the Royal Rumble a long time ago, but they never ever had an official
That's interesting.
wrestling match. They faced each other in development, but they never ever faced each other on the main roster. And these two guys are basically similar. They're both two big guys.
Crazy.
And it's a match I've been wanting. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't that sound good to you, Kyle? Wouldn't you love to see a Batista versus Brock Lesnar match? So
no, I'm just shocked that they've never faced each other.
Yeah, they've had one interaction in, I believe it was the 2003 Royal Rumble. They're in the final four with I believe the Undertaker, Kane, and Brock Lesnar. It was the year that Brock Lesnar won, and Batista was one of the final four. But as far as an official match, they've never ever been in an official wrestling match against each other ever.
Interesting.
So this would be a great fantasy match. I think the fans would be invested in the fact that this is a dream match. So both guys, let's face it, Batista's not coming back after this.
No.
Because I don't see him staying long term. Brock Lesnar, we don't know whether as far as I know, I don't think he's re-signed with the company. Last I heard, I hear that Brock Lesnar is by an appearance only contract. So basically, they pay him by appearance instead of year long, but they pay him a lot of money. So there you go. It's people would just be invested in this match. Hopefully, it goes over than Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, where they don't boo each people out of the building. But I think people can appreciate this fantasy match, and I think this is a type of match that Batista would have wanted to end his career on. And sadly, I have Brock Lesnar beating Batista.
Boo.
Sorry, but it's just. Because there's a good chance that Brock Lesnar might come back to WWE. Batista not so much. So I just have Brock Lesnar winning.
I got a funny question / prediction. Do you have Triple H in a match on this card?
I do.
And I already know who he's going to face.
Do you? Do you really?
The Rock.
No, it's not against The Rock. I don't have The Rock.
Okay.
Oh, Rock should be on here with Elias somewhere. So Hollywood Rock, but yeah.
So my next match is the Intercontinental Championship match.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the interesting one. It has anything to do with Bobby Lashley.
What? The Almighty?
He's not even in this match. Your champion going to this match is none other than Bray Wyatt. And this is how it gets built up. The pay-per-view match, we never got. This is what the title is going to be of this match. So, anyways, Bray Wyatt returns at Fastlane. Bobby Lashley is having an almighty open challenge for his championship. That's where Bray Wyatt makes his big return. Like, the lights go out, the whole smoke and fog thing. He shows up, he's got a new haircut, and he actually beats Bobby Lashley. And he wins the IC championship. Bray begins to taunt none other than Finn Balor. He taunts him again. We're going through the same things we saw last time for the next month or two, waiting to see and taunting him to make the demon come out, knows that the demon is inside him. He knew they were supposed to meet each other, so he knows it's inside him somewhere. And Balor's just going to, because of the year he's had, he's been looking to get into WrestleMania, and he's been talking about going to be in the Andre. They can do things like he's been talking about getting into Andre Memorial Battle Royal, or maybe, just to win a match or to get into a match at WrestleMania. And then that's where Bray Wyatt starts messing with his head and tries to force the demon out. He causes him to lose matches. And then Balor finally accepts his WrestleMania challenge. Bray invites him to invites the demon to WrestleMania to face Sister Abigail. And then Bray promises everyone that Balor accepts his challenge and promises everyone that the demon will return. And Bray promises that Abigail will be waiting we'll be there waiting for him in hell, and then to do like the evil laugh kind of / Sister Abigail laugh. They both have unreal entrances at WrestleMania type entrances with Sister Abigail, and unreal entrance with the Demon Balor at WrestleMania. Both have a good long match, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, I'd give them. And then your winner, Demon Balor, because Demon Balor has to stay undefeated and wins. That's where he wins the Intercontinental Championship. He doesn't win it the way he won it this year in 2019. He wins it at WrestleMania in this way, versus Demon Balor versus Sister Abigail, the match we were supposed to get that we never got at WrestleMania. And that's how I would do it.
Sounds good. I only have one question. How much CGI do we get from Bray Wyatt? I'm sorry, Sister Abigail.
I wouldn't book it that way, but Darby's going to be like, oh, yes, let me get my CGI hands out. Kevin Dunn's got it written all over it.
CGI, more. But there you go. It's good.
That's how we do it.
Might as well get that match. Yeah. Why not? All right, so...
The entrances alone would be amazing.
Of course, CGI. So there we go.
No, but even without it.
Fair enough. All right. Very good. So, let's go to my Triple H match. So we did briefly bring it up. So I actually have Triple H still in a careers match, but this will actually be a career versus career match. So whose other career is actually on the line? So they hinted at this. So you see, I was actually going to go with Shane earlier, but I actually went with someone else. So they hinted at this possibly being a match on one episode of Raw. For those of you who have actually regularly been watching Raw, these two Triple H got into this guy's face on one episode of Raw, but I guess it didn't happen. I have career versus career, and Kyle, I think you'll appreciate this match because you know how WWE loves to do this. In a Jersey street fight. How about that?
Jersey street fight.
Come on, man. You know how they love to do those street fights.
Right.
But...
Yeah.
So career versus career is Triple H versus none other than Dean Ambrose. And here's the thing, guys. I'm going to have WWE ignore the fact that Dean Ambrose is leaving. Do not put out that headline that Dean Ambrose has not re-signed with the company and is choosing to leave. Then no one's going to know he's leaving. Well, probably people who look at online and who look too much into it. So we have Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, and in a Jersey street fight, and sadly, well, it is true anyway. So I have Triple H actually beating Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose in real life has not re-signed with the company, and Dean Ambrose is going to get that Undertaker and John Cena whenever he takes off those stupid elbow pads of his. He's going to get that big moment. Him getting out of the ring, maybe taking off that black tank top, hanging it up in the middle of this ring. And this is going to – okay, guys, I don't want to sound too cheesy, but I would seriously like to see Renee Young come out, give him a kiss and kind of just put his arm around Renee Young and they just walk off and – there you go. Sad moment, guys. But Dean Ambrose, there you go. He's leaving. And he should get the applause he deserves. And there you go. Triple H beating Dean Ambrose in a career versus career match. Dean Ambrose, see you in AEW, buddy.
Makes sense. I like it.
Thank you.
Triple H, the creator, the trainer, or the apprentice versus the master.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Oh, and I will say it will also complete one thing. That would complete the fact that Triple H has taken on every single Shield member at WrestleMania. So he has taken on Roman Reigns, of course, in the past. He took on Seth Rollins, and now he's taken on Dean Ambrose. So there you go.
I like it.
Thank you.
So my Cruiserweight title match is on the main card.
Ooh, yes, they made it out. They finally get that DVD bonus. Good for you.
I would keep it the same because Tony Nese is in his hometown. Pretty much writes itself. Buddy Murphy, Tony Nese, winner of that giant tournament. Hometown guy, Nese winning the tournament to try to win the title in his hometown. He'll get the big hometown pop. I would give these guys, honestly, a good 15 to 18 minutes long. You want to see a lot out of these guys, and you're going to get it, especially out of Buddy Murphy. They're good enough. This is a good enough match to showcase these two. You're going to have lots of false finishes. But I'm actually going to have Tony Nese be the one to dethrone Buddy Murphy in his hometown and win the championship. And then Buddy Murphy gets in the ring. It looks like he's going to punch Tony Nese out. but respectively raises up his hand and be like, this is your guy. He won the title for me fair and square. And then raise their hand up in a celebratory fashion. So
does that mean Buddy Murphy's moving up to the main roster in the Superstar Shakeup?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Actually, that's my next line. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, you basically, I literally was just going to say it, but it's great. Yeah. So at the Superstar Shakeup, Buddy Murphy gets drafted to SmackDown.
This guy's so freaking talented.
Yeah.
And they got to celebrate just like Mustafa Ali. His name's getting shortened to Buddy. Here comes Buddy.
Here comes
your Buddy.
Murphy. It's just Murphy.
Murphy. Very good. Good. Yeah. And let's see here. Who am I moving on to next? All right, I'm gonna get to my retirement match. Do you have your Kurt Angle retirement match?
So, Kurt Angle's not on my card.
Ooh, fair enough. Anyway, he'll have his retirement match some other time, right?
Doesn't have to be a WrestleMania. He has it on main event against EC3.
Wait, main event?
TNA.
Wait, main event as in the show main event?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, main event. Love it. Why not? This is going to be really fast, guys. This should be no surprise. It's the match we wanted, and I'll just end it like that. Kurt Angle in his retirement match against John Cena. Is the guy that John Cena first...
You make it sound so easy to think of.
So easy to book, right, guys? And I've talked about it before. There's a lot of people who think it's a swerve that John Cena is actually that maybe his match with Constable Corbin's going to be a quick match and John Cena's going to come out. I don't think so, guys, because the thing is, WWE is all about that publicity. And if they could get John Cena, they would have gotten him. That would have brought more fans to watch the show knowing that John Cena is going to take on Kurt Angle. And you know how they like to advertise the shit out of their celebrities. So if they could have gone John Cena for Kurt Angle, they would have done it a long time ago. Pretty much. But guys, just like Kyle said, it's that easy. Kurt Angle versus John Cena, because Kurt Angle was John Cena's first opponent in WWE, comes full circle. And sadly, Kurt Angle gets that moment, just like Shawn Michaels, like Ric Flair. And what we thought The Undertaker was, even though they said, here comes Roman Reigns, the guy who retired The Undertaker, but that's not true. I have John Cena beating Kurt Angle, and he gets his send-off. So thank you, Kurt. This is a sad night. Dean Ambrose send-off and Kurt Angle send-off.
You've booked a very sad Mania.
I know. Get out the damn tissue, guys. But there you go. Retirement match. Kurt Angle versus John Cena. John Cena coming out on top.
So we'll turn your sadness into anger. And I got the U.S. Championship. Samoa Joe as the champion going on one-on-one with Kevin Owens. Joe is the heel. Owens is the babyface. Really interesting dynamic considering both these guys. Owens comes back, maybe not a face, but kind of like a tweener. So Owens comes back at the time Joe wins the title. Owens kind of a tweener when he's promoting this match, bringing up that in a promo against Joe that the last time when he was the U.S. champ, the United States actually benefited from a Canadian being the U.S. champion, but then stays in his face kind of way. But he implies that the U.S. has been like a second home to him, and that Joe has disgraced the title because he doesn't even care about the country it represents or the people in it. He only cares about himself. So
he's not called America Joe. He's called Samoa Joe.
So that's what I mean. No, they can kind of poke fun at that, but you know what I mean. Like he says that when he was U.S. champ, he brought prestige and class, and he said that U.S. kind of benefited from a Canadian actually holding it. But then he goes back and says that, but at least I'd be better than Joe, who disrespects and doesn't care about the American people. He only cares about himself. So they can build it up in promo wise in that sense. This is where it gets personal. A few weeks later, Sami Zayn makes his big return, and he's leading up into WrestleMania. He wins his return match on SmackDown, basically putting himself in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, let's say, and he's going to be on the WrestleMania card, and he's excited about it. So as he's leaving backstage, he gets brutally attacked by Joe. And I say brutally, Michael, I mean brutally. Like he does everything from throwing production boxes on Sami Zayn, putting him through multiple tables, like maybe they even go as far as doing like a car crushing spot. Like they go to the freaking push the limit to the point where after Joe leaves, like Kevin Owens comes in, he's so emotional about it. He's like, they can even do like I don't know, like I said, a car spot or something. But this is where it gets even more tense. So Zayn was so happy about being back and going to WrestleMania. They do a kayfabe re-injury spot where this whole incident re-injures Zayn, and he's gonna miss WrestleMania. And this is where Owens gets pissed. He finds out about it, and the intensity level gets turned up on Owens. And on the go-home show of SmackDown, Joe's cutting a promo in the ring. Owens just fires out to the ring and tries to beat the living shit out of Samoa Joe, throwing him around ringside, throwing steel steps at him, and trying to put him through the announce tables. Like, I'm talking about a massive brawl where even the locker room gets cleared out with security, stuff like that they usually do. It just makes the WrestleMania match that more intense. And because of what Joe did to Owens' best friend. And this is where I take it to another level. So Owens makes his generic entrance with his KO Mania shirt. Samoa Joe takes it to another level here, Michael. He comes out in like a Samoan-type entrance, and he's got a spear, and on the top of that spear is the El Generico mask, and it's covered in blood. The actual El, and it's just, he makes that part of his entrance. And that just fucking infuriates Kevin Owens. And like they could have like a little station at ringside, like, and he sticks the spear in the pole there, and it's got the mask on it. And then the match is just a very, very intense match, brutal brawling type of match. But Kevin Owens ends up winning the U.S. Championship from Samoa Joe, and then basically like looks at the camera and said, "This one's for you, Zayn," and kind of like a feel good moment there. But that's how I would book the U.S. Championship, and that actually puts a lot of intensity into it. So
that's pretty fierce, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, can Kevin Owens bring back?
What Cupid Girl said in the chat, wasn't Kevin's first opponent NXT Championship Samoa Joe? Yes, it was. So kind of a full circle there. They can kind of maybe even include that in their feud. But that's what I would book for the U.S. Championship. Very intense.
That is intense. And the reason why I was like, man, that's crazy, because when you mentioned the whole El Generico mask on the spear all bloody and stuff, I don't know if you watch it or anyone in the live chat or anyone's listening right now. There's a recent episode, The Walking Dead, that involves heads on spears. So that's as far as I'll go. But man, I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But yeah, I only have one question. Can they bring back the Kevin Owens Face of America gimmick? Yes?
Yeah, after he wins it, sure.
Yes, I love that Titantron. Yes, Face of America.
But yeah, Kevin Owens would be already pissed at that point. And then Joe makes a Samoan type entrance with the spear, like the Generico mask on it. Like that would send him into a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm. Or he could wear the mask. If it's not on the spear, have him wear the mask on the way to ring. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. That's great.
We've seen this intensity from Samoa Joe with AJ Styles. That's why I picked it to be very intense.
You see, guys, this is what I'm talking about. What Kyle just described right now is like months and months of creative decisions that work. What Kyle just said,
5 minutes.
No, but seriously, I was literally invested in every word that you said, especially the El Generico mask. I was like, dude, that is freaking fantastic. And what we get from the actual product is random shit. Vince McMahon coming out here and saying, I'm replacing you with you. You have to earn your way in here. Here's a gauntlet match over here. Here's a gauntlet match over here. Kofi finally gets his match at WrestleMania due to someone else getting him the title opportunity. Yep. I don't get it, but it's
the
whatever.
Fans just randomly chanting for him. They had to ride the momentum, or else they would just get booed. Everything else would just get booed. So they had to. They were forced in a way, which is wrong because Kofi is good, but doesn't deserve this. This is a little too.
Yes, but but bear in mind, Kyle, these guys get paid to do it, and they've been running the WWE for how long? I can understand that the fans want Kofi and Kofi Mania, but guys, you can creatively book it better than this.
I know. How about this? You wait till you hear my WWE Championship match, and then you tell me if Kofi deserves it.
Okay, we'll see. Well, both of ours, we'll see,
Okay.
because we both have matches. All right, so since Kyle just talked about a match that I had on the pre-show, the United States Championship, I will go straight into the Raw's Tag Team Championship match. Kyle, I think you have a match for your Raw's Tag Team side? You do not? Okay, perfect. Nope. This fills it in. So there we go. So for my Raw side, since the Usos Tag Team Championship on their side was in the Battle Royale, I had the Raw side having their Tag Team Championship match in a three-way TLC match. Guys, we're bringing the TLC match back to WrestleMania.
Nice.
It's going to be the Revival, the defending championship, defending it against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. Mwah! TLC match.
Wow.
It's going to be great. One of the best matches of the night. It will bring you back to the era of Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys, guys. It's going to be so good. And to make sure, guys, we got to keep them happy. We got to make sure they don't go to AEW. I have the Revival winning over the other two teams. So there you go, guys. Revival beating Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Aleister Black, and Ricochet in a three-way TLC match for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I like it. I love the TLC match.
I do too. Bring it back.
With the promos, I can already see the promos for this. They can show footage of the last ones from 17, from WrestleMania 20. Like they just, or from WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 2000, which is 15 or 16, I believe 16. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm down for any type of match stipulation like that. So I'm instantly hooked. And with guys that are involved in this match, with the shit that they can pull, especially like a Chad Gable, a Ricochet, or Aleister Black, fuck, I'm all for it.
There you go. WWE don't even have any tag team championship match planned for their WrestleMania. Me and Kyle over here, we got some. So there you go.
Weren't they supposed to redo the tag team division? Wasn't that a thing?
Well, they did try and get DIY and what was it, Ricochet and Aleister Black and what else here? Dude, Sanity. God, my goodness. My goodness.
I have two matches left. My two main championships.
And yeah, me too. So go ahead, Kyle.
I'll start with the WWE Championship because my Universal one's my main event.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so both championship matches are triple threat matches.
Okay, fair enough.
WWE Championship, I have Daniel Bryan going as a champion still. And we're adding the dream match that's actually going one-on-one with each other at WrestleMania to be added to this. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Gosh damn.
That spells out dream match. That spells out WWE Championship worthy type of a match for the main championship on WrestleMania. And you have three guys in the ring together that would probably create maybe the best WWE match in history. So Styles versus Orton, yes, decent dream match, but in reality, it needed to have something like a title or something in reality. And I'm talking about real life right now, not this pre-book stuff. I'm talking about the real life Orton and Styles matches we're gonna get. Yes, I'm up for it. It just needs something in my eyes. For them just to be going one-on-one for no reason, or not for no reason, but just for feud base alone, I think it needed something else. So it's too good for Mania to be a non-title match, so I added them to Daniel Bryan to be a three-way dance. Adding Daniel Bryan to the mix definitely makes that match that much more of a dream match than it already was. As for storyline, this is where I'm going with storyline here. Orton and Styles are fighting for a chance to get the number one contender for Daniel Bryan's title. That's how you're building this. There's going to be multiple times where these two are fighting each other. Basically, I would have started at Elimination Chamber. It would have been a number one contenders Elimination Chamber match for the championship, where there's this messed up fuck finish between Styles and Orton, which leads to multiple one-on-one matches for the number one contendership. Daniel Bryan is also interfering in every single one of these number one contenders matches, whether it's causing a DQ for one or the other, and the match just not being counted as a draw. And he's going to go on and claim that none of them actually deserve to be in the championship title match at WrestleMania. He thinks both of them don't deserve it. You know how he's doing with Kofi, saying no one deserves a championship match. Only he should be getting the night off, basically, at WrestleMania. So the McMahon family tells Daniel Bryan, if he could beat both AJ Styles and Randy Orton in the same night in separate matches, then Daniel Bryan can choose whoever he wants to face at WrestleMania or have the night off. So he doesn't have to choose those two. He can choose someone random. But they tell him if he loses just once out of the 2 matches in that night, the match will officially become a triple threat match at WrestleMania for the championship. So Daniel Bryan beats Orton first with the help of Eric Rowan earlier in the night. So he's up 1-0. Now you get to the AJ Styles match. This is the main event. Orton actually helps AJ Styles win the match without AJ Styles finding out by delivering an RKO out of nowhere while the ref is distracted with AJ, and Randy Orton runs out of the ring and runs over the barricade so no one sees him. AJ turns around, just sees Daniel Bryan groggy on the ground, sets up the phenomenal forearm, wins, and acts like he won the match fair and square. That's how they get to WrestleMania. So it's a triple threat match. You can do whatever you want from that point to WrestleMania to build it. But the match at WrestleMania is an unreal one. We're going to get one of those matches of the night type matches, spot central, false finish central. This is where the winner comes into play here. Neither Orton or Styles wins the championship. Daniel Bryan retains with the help of Luke Harper returning and screwing over Orton and Styles, because triple threat, that means no DQ.
That's true.
Lays them both out with the help of Eric Rowan, so Eric Rowan comes out and helps too. And Daniel Bryan is left with 1 foot on both laid down bodies on top of each other and holding up his championship with the 2, I guess you can call them Bludgeon Brothers or whatever they're going to be called, in the background. And you end you can end WrestleMania in that way. This doesn't need to end in a match where the face over or the baby, the face over the heel, and big feel good moment. You can end the match with the heel winning. I would win it this way, and you have Eric Rowan, Luke Harper return to join this Daniel Bryan Green Planet gimmick kind of thing, and that's how I would do it.
I would love it if Daniel Bryan did a sarcastic yes, kind of, to end it. Just like with putting his foot over both feet. Yeah. Kind of just making fun and taunting the crowd. That'd be good. I like it.
Yeah. So that's how I would do the WWE Championship picture.
Wonderful. All right. So
still be a really intense, still unreal. You have the most unreal match first before you do that fuck finish. Like Rowan is not even seen. Daniel Bryan comes out alone, and then Harper and Rowan come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, that's good. I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it. This is what WWE should be doing. Why not? I don't know. Any gauntlet match though? Any gauntlet matches in between?
No.
I've
X'd those out too.
All right, fair. All right, so I'll go to my WWE Championship match. So I have Daniel Bryan defending the WWE Championship against the Royal Rumble winner 2019, none other than The Miz.
Ooh.
Check that out. So there we go. I have The Miz winning the Royal Rumble, having The Miz at the Royal Rumble in the final 2 of himself and Seth Rollins. It's going to be one of those years like when Sheamus won. You didn't think Sheamus was going to win that Royal Rumble, so we had The Miz winning this year's Royal Rumble. He goes on to challenging Daniel Bryan, and we get the finish of the feud that we wanted. The finish of their feud, when was it? Was it at Crown Jewel? Mm-hmm. It was horrible. It was a short match. It was horrible. This is the match we've been wanting for a long time. Since the infamous Talking Smack episode, this is the match that we wanted. And this time it's different, guys, because now it's a heel Daniel Bryan now taking on a babyface Miz. And you bring all that fire that the Miz has been putting into his promos as of late, this month against Shane McMahon, bring that into Daniel Bryan, dude, it's going to be great. With the Miz coming out here and saying, guys, I told you so. I told you that Daniel Bryan was who I said he was on Talking Smack a couple of years ago, and now you see the real Daniel Bryan. All right? And now I'm going to expose him for who he is. You could have, I don't know, maybe Miz do that Total Bellas BS with him dressing up like Daniel Bryan and having Maurice dress up as Brie Bella. And, yeah, I think this will be a great match. These two put on a fantastic match. Both of these guys are good workers. And I have The Miz, believe it or not, picking up the win. WWE Championship. And Maurice coming out here with the baby since the huge thing now is Maurice coming out every couple of months saying I'm pregnant. So there you go. Maurice coming out here with their baby girl, Monroe Sky Mizanin. Happy for The Miz. He finally gets the WWE Championship title back, which I've been wanting for a long time. This is The Miz that we want. And him and Daniel Bryan will enter in a feud for, I don't know, a couple of months. So there you go. I have The Miz, the Royal Rumble winner this year, taking on Daniel Bryan and pulling off the big win with the WWE Championship. There you go.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yes.
So, here we go. My main event of WrestleMania.
Ooh, baby.
Ambrose versus Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, you son of a gun.
For the Universal Championship. Best part is, though, Michael.
Roman Reigns in the main event for the 5th time?
Yes. Not one of the 3 walk into WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. The title belt is officially vacated, and here's why.
Oh.
Here we go. Storyline time.
Brock Lesnar got hit by a car.
Close.
Rikishi strikes again.
It was Rikishi. Anyways.
I did it for the Brock. Oh, please.
So,
please.
The starts all when they promises refresh start.
Ooh.
And the one premise was that since Brock Lesnar likes to be a part-time and holding a championship and still wants to be, they said they have no problem with Brock Lesnar being part-time, but because he's holding a championship, under their new terms and the fresh start terms, if you're holding a championship, you must be in a full-time schedule. So the McMahons give Brock Lesnar on a random Raw the ultimatum: you either show up as a full-time wrestler, or your title is officially stripped and it's vacated. So they give Lesnar to a certain type of Raw coming up. It's like 2 weeks from when they announce this. They're like, if Lesnar has to show up on that Raw and be full time until then, or if he doesn't show up, we strip the title. So Heyman shows up, but not Brock. He explained that Lesnar is on the way. Just you have to wait. And by this time, it's the main event, and there's no time left. And they have like a counter on the jumbotron, like a beat the clock counter. It reaches 0, and then Brock Lesnar is officially vacated. We later find out that Ambrose had something to do with this. So we find out that Brock's vehicle was something happened, like the cables were cut or something, and Brock wasn't able to get to the arena.
His brake cables were cut?
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar shows up the week after and tries to fight his title strip. And basically all the McMahons are in there, or it's just Vince in the ring, and basically he gets into Vince's face and he has like a stare down with him, and he actually assaults Vince McMahon. He F5s him for not giving his title back. So then the following week they announced that Brock Lesnar is officially suspended indefinitely until further notice. So he's done. He's not going to be in the WrestleMania picture. He's suspended. Rollins and Ambrose are in the ring the following week in a promo-type gimmick. Ambrose is asking to fight Rollins for that vacated championship. Feels like those two deserve to have a title match together. And then this is where Ambrose is bringing up kayfabe, that he's not re-signing his contract and he'd like to have his last match with Rollins at WrestleMania for the vacated championship. Rollins is hesitant because at this time there were rumors going around that people don't know that Ambrose actually had something to do with it. There were rumors that he did, even though like we kind of know he did, but the wrestlers kayfabe don't know he did. You know what I mean? Like they're confused about it. That he may have something to do with Brock, and that's why it's the only reason why it's vacated. So Ambrose starts to get frustrated that he thinks that Ambrose would do something like that. So Ambrose is frustrated at Rollins for that. So they're getting face to face, and Ambrose is getting angry, and this is when Roman Reigns' music hit, and he hasn't returned up. So Michael, he hasn't returned up to this point. This is where he returns from the leukemia thing during that. This is what creates intensity, and this is what creates like Rollins and Ambrose had no idea, even like real life they had no idea this was going to happen. So Reigns comes out to try to calm things down, saying that they're brothers, yada yada, they're Shield members. We came into this together, and then all of a sudden Ambrose starts beating the fuck out of both of them, and a massive brawl ensues between all three of these guys. They just start like beating the crap out of each other. Security comes out. They can't stop them. The locker room comes out. The whole ordeal with that. They're just beating the shit out of each other. Then the McMahons come out, and they said they've had enough. You guys all want, like McMahon, like Vince or someone. You guys want to fight for this championship, huh? You guys say you're brothers. How about you're putting your brotherhood on the line at WrestleMania? It'll be Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins in a triple threat match for the undisputed Universal Championship. And that's where he books the Shield triple threat match. And then Shield triple threat, just intense at WrestleMania. It's the match that everyone's been wanting to see for a main championship. It's that, the end of Ambrose's end match that he announces during this promo for this type of matchup that he's leaving. Rollins winning the Royal Rumble, so he knows he should surely be there. And then Reigns coming back and overcoming leukemia. So there's a lot of intensity going into this match and a lot going into it. And then they have the big stare down at the beginning of the match, like all three of them. You know how The Rock and Rock and Hogan did the stare down, kind of like that. They have that, like the crowd's just like going nuts. All three of them are like in a triangle facing each other, looking around and then looking at each other. Like there's a big fight feel, and then they fight each other. And then there's this big unreal triple threat match, lots of false finishes. But this is where it gets interesting. Dean Ambrose picks up the victory in the Shield triple threat match. And Rollins and Reigns already have WrestleMania moments. They've each won the championship at WrestleMania. Dean Ambrose has not. So Dean Ambrose is extremely emotional after winning the Universal Championship. He's in the ring. He's tearing up, and then the Shield, like they obviously get up. They're all three standing in the ring. They pat Ambrose on the back. They do the whole triple arm raise thing, and that's where Ambrose grabs the mic and officially announced that before this match, he's officially re-signed with the WWE. And the crowd goes insane. And Ambrose ain't going anywhere. And that's when he announces that. That's when Reigns and Rollins can act surprised, like they didn't know. And then they end WrestleMania with Ambrose in the middle at the ramp, Rollins on the left, Roman's on the right, Shield pose, fireworks in the background with Ambrose with the Universal Championship on his shoulder. There you go. You're welcome. Datila says it best in the chat. You guys book better than WWE. Thank you.
Very good. I can see the appeal. But my question is, how many times are they going to say Shield last time ever? Right? Triple threat, last time ever. Last time ever. I'm just happy that Roman Reigns is in his fifth main event of WrestleMania. We got to get the streak going.
Doesn't win.
Oh.
He's going to take the pin.
Ooh!
How about that? Yeah.
Who knocked out Vince over the head, cuffed him, and threw him in the damn closet?
Yeah.
Who did it? That's good, man. That's good. I can honestly see WrestleMania anything like that.
That'd be sweet. That's just like big. They love the feel good Shield moment, and they could all be intense leading into that match, and then they all, do a brotherly thing at the end, and then Ambrose announces he's not going anywhere. That he signed right before the match. He re-signed his contract.
There you go. I love it. All right. So I guess I'll get to my Universal Championship match. So I had mentioned earlier that I had Brock Lesnar scheduled to take on Batista in a dream match, but he was walking into that match without the Universal Championship. So the big question was, who finally dethroned the Beast? And it's none other than the Universal Champion, guys, Finn Balor, who will be defending that title against none other than Seth Rollins. So here we go, guys.
The full circle.
Full circle. So I actually had plans. So, guys, if you remember from the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar won. And not only did Brock Lesnar win against Finn Balor, he beat the shit out of Finn Balor afterwards. So this is where I schedule Fastlane to have a rematch between Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Except this time, guys, you lose the first one. So what do you do differently this time? Finn Balor couldn't cut it, but Demon Balor will. So we have Demon Balor taking on Brock Lesnar at Fastlane for the Universal Championship. Demon Balor, guys, he can't lose. I have Demon Balor beating Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at Fastlane.
Wow.
There you go. So Brock Lesnar will enter in his feud with Batista at WrestleMania. And I have Finn Balor. Guys, this is the part where it's a little bit different because we already had Demon Balor versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the first ever Universal Championship match, the inaugural. This is the part where Seth Rollins, he goes, well, you know what? You got the job done as Demon Balor, but you can't defeat me as regular Balor. And that's why I have Finn Balor entering in this match for the Universal Championship as his regular self.
Right.
And I have Seth Rollins. Smiley Finn. So leather jacket Finn. So I have Seth Rollins coming out here saying, listen, as regular Finn Balor, you couldn't get the job done against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. And, if you really think that you're a true champion and you can get the job done against me, come out here as regular Balor. And that's when he comes out here. Universal Championship match, regular Finn Balor defending Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. It's going to be an even bigger and better match because hopefully as long as Seth Rollins doesn't go for that powerbomb and dislocate Finn Balor's shoulder, this should be a great match. And there you go, guys. That's my Universal Championship match. Regular Balor versus Seth Rollins. And, of course, as Kyle had his Universal Championship match ending the show, in my main event, I said it earlier, will be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Guys, the match, we need the women's main event.
The one that sells itself, man. It's plain and simple, one-on-one. Yeah. That's how it should always been. But I like that main event, too. The full circle thing, the whole Finn can't win if he's regular Finn at pay-per-views thing, and then challenging him to come out as Finn, and then finally winning. That's epic. That's just a good feel good. Like it makes Finn credible, more credible than he's been in a long time. So
yeah, because don't forget, Finn never lost that title. He was stripped due to injury. So I Finn finally picking that title back up, and I feel like Finn Balor, I know Vince likes those big, sweaty men, but I feel like Finn Balor, he's the guy. No, he's the guy who could really bring this title into the Superstar shakeup, to carry the company in this new direction. Vince says fresh start, right? Triple H looked us in the eye and said, we're the authority, right? So Finn Balor, as a Universal Champion, entering a new year at WWE, that's what we want. But we're obviously wrong on the road to WrestleMania. Us fans are not the authority, so I don't know. So there you go. That's our card. That was quick.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was good. So we're just over 2 hours now. We just want to thank everybody for tuning into this a little bit over 2 hour special here of giving our takeover predictions and how rebooking basically WrestleMania 35 and how we would book it. We hope you enjoyed our predictions, guys. We want to know about your predictions. If you guys have any crazy ones, drop it down in the YouTube section below. So it's going to be separate for YouTube. There'll be a video for the predictions and it'll be a video for the how to book. So you can definitely comment away on both. Listening on the go, we're available on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Radio, and Spotify. So go listen to us wherever it's convenient for you to listen to us. And we will be back next week with the WrestleMania prediction show. There's going to be three of us. It's going to be myself, Michael, and Tiffany for my All Elite podcast co-host joining us with the WrestleMania whole card prediction for the actual WrestleMania card, not our how to book card. So yeah, this was a good show. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Whoever tuned in the live chat, thank you very much. Make sure you guys are following TheNEXT Podcast on Twitter at TheNEXT Pod. You're following myself at Real Kyle Masters. You are following my co-host Michael Chow TV. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Make sure you are tuned into next week's episode where we predict the entire WrestleMania card. I'll be live from my hotel room on the way to New York. And Michael and Tiffany will be live from their respective places. But thank you very much, guys. That's going to wrap it up for tonight's episode. I'm Kyle Masters, your self-proclaimed greatest host, and I'm always joined by my co-host. He is the host that runs the West Coast, Hollywood Michael Chow. Guys, we will see you next week.
place like New York City, where your dreams come true, man, you can X-Titty. Riding down Broadway, man, you're the chicks are fine. 40 dudes got me thinking that the world is mine. Where else do we celebrate the first of the year? Right here in the city, man, we got no fear. Raise your glass, sing along to the sham right here. Put your hands in the air, cause we're hot this year. We on the rise now, feeling good, the back's been a while. I'ma bring it to a city that put me on